And a very good morning to you. Like we say, a week since this tragic news broke. And over the past week, we've actually seen many people come and go to that home there in Soweto. And we've seen many events also marking the life and times of Mama Winnie.
Good morning, Yuveka. Indeed, it's been that kind of a week where thousands of South Africans across all walks of life have been here at the Orlando West home of Mama Winnie here in Soweto. It's still early on this Monday morning as we begin another fresh week of work, which in terms of the program that's been planned ahead of the funeral on Saturday, the 14th of April, puts us in the middle of the activities planned by her party, the ANC. And of course, that program, Yuveka, started on Wednesday last week, officially by the ANC, and it's a 10-day morning program leading up to this Friday. Still a number of activities to come, and I'm sure in a short while, Michael Merile there in the studio will share with our viewers exactly what is being planned. But when we look back here at Mama Winnie's home, right up to yesterday, Sunday, it's been a hive of activity. There's a visitor's book at the gate. There's a book of condolences, and people have been allowed to lay flowers just outside the entrance at the gate. Some of the flowers are still here this morning. We anticipate that that kind of activity will continue here today as people are allowed to come and pay their last respects. Now, yesterday, Sunday, was a big day. It's a Sunday, it's a church day, and many churches, particularly her own church, the Methodist Church here in Soweto, paid tribute to her in a very moving ceremony that's typical of the Methodist Church, especially when one of them, like Mama Winnie, belonged to Mama Bomanyana, which is the women's guild in the Methodist Church, where women come together and worship together. And we learned yesterday that Mama Winnie was also a devout Christian and was an active member of the Methodist Church. And also over the weekend we saw some walls of remembrance, some murals, and one of which in Soweto has caused a bit of controversy that was unveiled at the weekend. It's just one of several others that are still to come across the country. And ANC leaders were also attending church services in many parts of South Africa. Jeff Hadebe and his wife were present at the Methodist Church in Soweto yesterday. But the weekend, of course, Yuveka, kicked off with a wonderful cultural ceremony that happened. It was a wonderful cultural send-off which was organized in Newtown under the hashtag All Black Night. One of our colleagues, Zikhona Tshona, was there on Friday night, and she joins us now here. She's also with us, Yuveka, at Mama Winnie's house. Zikhona, just very briefly, Friday night, how special was it?
It was certainly a very moving and very emotive tribute, but and certainly very fitting of Mama Winnie's legacy. We had Nomzamo Bata reading a letter that Umama had sent to Utata Winnie Mandela, and very movingly so delivered. It was very capturing in the way that she delivered it, bringing many of the people in the room to tears. There was also a documentary that played detailing Mama Winnie's life, and I think a lot of people that came there with their children in particular got away with a sense that their children got to learn something about Mama Winnie's life. As we know, these are people that as time goes, they get erased in our history. We don't talk about them. It's not people that are interacted on the daily, certainly in classrooms. As we know, our curriculum really does not do justice to the history of this country and the struggle stalwarts of this country. They really don't cover them enough. So a lot of people felt that that documentary in particular paid a very fitting tribute and was very educational, not only for children, but for people who may have missed Mama Winnie's life while she was alive.
Yeah, we saw musicians like Simpiwe Dana, musicians like Sipho Hostix Mabuse, who doesn't live far from here in Orlando West. He's on the other side in Pimville, and they were also there in their own way saying goodbye and honoring the legacy of Mama Winnie.
One of the organizers, Waibala, was telling us that when they announced that they would be hosting such an event, a lot of artists wanted to come forward to pay their last respects to Mama Winnie, because a lot of them felt that they weren't able to do it when she was alive, and they wanted to be there on the day to show the respect and to also say thank you, Mama, for sacrificing your life for the liberation of this country. But a lot of them weren't able to perform. We saw the likes of Zahara helping the band set up get the sound right, but she didn't perform on the night. But Ringo Madlingosi was there. She performed. Simpiwo Dana particularly moved people with a performance of Nomzamo and then Solomon, everyone up on their feet. And many people moved to tears. People saying that they couldn't believe it up till that point when these tributive songs started being sung up on that stage.
Yeah, we are here in Orlando West. It's a bit quiet this morning. It's Monday morning. People have come through the weekend, but we do expect that during the day we'll see more. We've seen politicians here from different political parties during the past week. We've seen leaders of society in different capacities. We've seen ordinary South Africans coming here, and you've interacted with some of them as well during the past 7 days. What is the sense you've received from them, what you got from them as they came here to this home to pay their last respects?
I've been here twice in the past week, Bradan, and yesterday there was a woman who was sitting out here and she was telling me that on Friday night she sat here until 8 o'clock because she just simply could not believe it. And this is a woman that made her strong in her own life. She says Mom Winnie sent a message of women need to be themselves, they need to be strong, they need to craft their own paths in society and not live in the shadow of the men that they are married to or the men that they live with, that seemingly are more powerful in more powerful positions than they are. So a lot of people that have been coming here have been saying they want to come and say thank you to Umama, writing in their tribute book, signing their visitors book, and also being able to light candles or write tribute letters that they've dropped off there. And people are really saying they don't want necessarily that people must receive their flowers or read their letters, but this is their gesture to say thank you, Mama, for the sacrifice. Thank you for the dedication, for fighting for the liberation of your people.
It's a gesture, Yuveka, as you hear, which we believe will still continue today and tomorrow as we lead up to the funeral next week, this coming Saturday rather, on the 14th of April. And security here, Yuveka, very briefly, around the home of Mama Winnie here in Orlando West is very tight. It continues to be tight. There have been barricades set up since Saturday following that unfortunate incident of shooting on Friday night, which was attributed to members of the ex-combatants of Umkhonto we Sizwe MKVA, which subsequently they've distanced themselves from that. And the police minister Bheki Cele here on Saturday condemning that and that, saying that matter will be investigated. So if you're planning to come here at any time, just be aware that you'll have to go through a number of barricades as members of law enforcement agencies and the police are trying to keep matters here safe and quiet.